Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Off Times Reminiscences. Today we're doing a request of sorts from Ellen, Zuriaake. I'm not sure if that's how you present it, or Zhang Shihu in Chinese, I think it is. Anyway, River Metempsychosis is the track requested, and I'm not a stranger to this artist. Although I own nothing of theirs, mainly because I've sort of clicked in and clicked out of their work because it doesn't immediately grab me, to be honest. But that doesn't mean to say that it does mean to say that I haven't given it enough time. I haven't, but I have things to say about that later. We'll concentrate on the song for now. So let's go. So this sort of black metal is a challenge for me because it isn't my favourite part of the genre by any stretch of the imagination. Now, musically, it sounds like depressive black metal. Whether the subject matter matches with that, and it is in fact depressive black metal, I don't know. But that's what it sounds like, and there are aspects of it that just don't gel with me, to be honest. The main issue for me is the guitar. It's too brittle and needly. It's just a style of guitar I don't like, and the initial vocals. I've heard this track a couple of times in the past, flicked through it a couple of times in the past, and there are aspects of the vocals where they are too wretched for my liking. In general, I quite like the vocals when they stay in Wraith-like territory, but when they get sort of really miserable and screechy, then it's an immediate turn off for me. But thankfully, that aspect of the vocals isn't as prevalent as I remembered, I don't think. But anyway, so initial impressions on giving this a full listen aren't good so far. But I have more to say, as I say, about this artist as we go along. So the guitars are now moved a little bit away from what irks me about this song. There's a bit more fizz to them and not quite as pointed as initially, as they were initially. I think there's no such thing as bad music, as far as I'm concerned. It either grabs you or it doesn't, and if it grabs you, it's good, and if it doesn't, it's not bad. It's just you don't like it. So what's the point I'm going to go? That wasn't the point I was going to make, really. But the point I was going to make was that for me, with black metal, a lot of fast black metal that isn't particularly to my liking, I can forgive, because I can be swept away by the sheer pace of it and forgive bits that I don't like about them. With slow black metal, which is and this is slow music in general for me, if you're playing slowly, you invite closer inspection in a way, and so what you're doing has to be more to my liking for me to enjoy it. And so you basically given me a magnifying glass or an ear horn or something to with which to closer examine what you're doing to see whether or not I'm going to enjoy it. Because if I don't, well, again, where am I going with this? Yeah, so I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, if you're playing slower music, then you lack the immediacy of pace, which I like, and so I'm going to be very picky about what it is you're doing. It's probably what I'm trying to say. I could have said that at the very beginning, couldn't I? I didn't. But nonetheless, things are improving slightly for me here. But I don't think I've got a total downer on this artist, as I will explain later. At times there's a momentum with this song which I quite enjoy, but it's not consistent, and neither should it be if the artist doesn't want it to be. But again, it's the guitars that are doing me here. A while ago I went on a bit of a mountain bike ride with others, part of which necessitated crossing quite a wide river, shallow one, but quite wide. Now I had an option there of keeping my boots on and then having, which were waterproof boots, which means that if you get them wet on the inside, they stay wet for quite a while. So it was either walk through with the boots on and have wet feet. The socks I was wearing were waterproof as well, so it meant double waterproof, double wetness, regardless if I got water in there. So I decided to take them off and walk across barefoot, which I rued immediately, because the bed of the river was full of sharp stones, not pebbles I could live with because they're quite rounded, but these were like fragments of rock rather than pebbles, and it hurt. It hurt for the full sort of would it have been 40 or 50 meters of crossing, and because they were quite slippery as well, it meant that you had to be sure-footed, which meant you had to put your whole weight down, and the pain of walking upon that sort of rock is the effect the sharpest part of the guitar here has on my ears, I'm afraid. Not quite as intense as that, there's no pain here, but I'm trying to paint a picture for you. And so yes, I suppose it is the guitars that are making this the hardest work for me. I think with these, I always try and put a positive note on any music that I listen to. And by the way, if I pick my own music for these reviews and reactions, then clearly, by and large, in fact, in nearly every case, it's music I've purchased myself, and so it will have engaged with me, and I will like it. When on the odd occasion that people do suggest me songs to listen to, I still try and be positive about what I'm listening to, even if it doesn't particularly work for me. I try and look at things in a more critical way, sort of find positive in what the composition is, how something is played, or whatever. But I have to be honest here and say that this song isn't working for me. I'm trying to find positives to talk about, but I'll be a bit disingenuous because I'll be digging too deep to find something that I liked in this song, which comes to the point I've been making about this artist. I think Ellen here, unfortunately, has picked a song of this artist that is probably the worst one for me to particularly listen to, given my taste in black metal. There are other songs on this album which I can quite enjoy, and more to the point, there are more recent work by this artist which I enjoy far more than anything on this album. So it's just unfortunate, really, and this, it's not just this artist. There are songs by artists that I really, 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 really like, that I will flick through because I don't like them. So, you know, it's not just this artist, it's any artist really. There are very few artists, even the ones I listen to the most, where I would listen to a full album, if I was paying full attention and it was on, say, the car stereo, there are very few albums where I wouldn't flick through something, depends on mood. So the point I'm making is, it's just unfortunate this is a song picked because I'm sure, well, I know that other songs from this artist I would see in a better light. It's just this one. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's a bit of a lottery sometimes, when an artist has a fair bit of work, picking one that you can engage with. Anyway, I'm starting to waffle, which is my thing, really. Waffle is what I do best, but whether you want to listen to it is a different matter. But anyway, let's see what happens towards the end. So there you go. I wish I could be more upbeat about this particular song, but I can't. As I say, there are other songs that I would have been far happier with listening to, and that's just a matter of taste. I said when listening to more depressive black metal that sometimes, or very often, the music makes me happier rather than sort of complements any feeling of misery, and that's because I'm not really an unhappy person. So very often depressive, particularly those that use sort of ambiguous melody, very often lifts me rather than sort of brings me down. But here, this is properly depressive sounding music, and probably, not knowing the subject matter, but probably fits perfectly with the subject matter, in which case it shouldn't sound any different. But for me, this track just doesn't, I say it doesn't work, that's not right. Doesn't engage with me. So sorry, Ellen, but thanks for the suggestion. If you got any more, which I'm sure anything really would probably elicit a better or more positive response than this one. And again, it's not the fault of the artist, the song, or anything. It's just not my thing. So there you go. Before I start waffling on and trying to apologise for my opinion, we'll call it a day there. Clicky bollocks. Catch you next time. Cheerio.